Our next presentation is from Mr. Steve Kirsch. He's a former Silicon Valley tech executive. When the pandemic started, he created the COVID-19 Early Treatment Fund to fund researchers working on repurposed drugs, including fluvaxamine, which is shown to reduce death from COVID by a factor of 12. That's amazing. That study was featured on 60 Minutes. Steve also writes a popular COVID-19 newsletter on Substack and has testified in front of the U.S. Senate regarding the pandemic response. Steve, thank you for joining us. Over to you.
In other words, you take the 10,000 deaths in VAERS, you multiply it by 41, you get 410,000 deaths. Now, if those people weren't killed by the vaccine, what killed them? Nobody wants to answer that question. You know, it's the same with the insurance company. You know, the insurance company executive in Indiana thought he was just talking to his peers when he mentioned that there was a 40% increase in the third quarter in deaths of people under 64. That's not supposed to happen. If you look at the insurance statistics, they're all flat. It's the same number every year. And now it just jumps 40%. How does that happen? That's a 12 sigma variation. It can't happen by chance. So it didn't happen by chance. Something caused that. This is like the greatest cause of death in human history, and nobody knows what it is. I talked to embalmers. Embalmers are the end of the line, you know, the right before you go 6 feet under. I talked to embalmers. I talked to one embalmer, 93% of her cases, that's what they call the dead bodies, they call them cases. 93% of the cases had these blood clots that had never been seen before the vaccines rolled out. Now she's seeing those blood clots in 93% of the people that she embalms. This is the greatest killer of mankind. This is the worst cover-up in human history. 150,000, probably more than that, probably 400,000 Americans have been killed by the U.S. government.